Welcome back to Stories from the Valley, everyone. I'm still kind of buzzing from our last couple deep dives on NVIDIA.
Yeah, they're doing some pretty fascinating stuff.
For sure. But we couldn't move on without hitting on their real bread and butter, what they're known for AI. So today, we're going to do a deep dive into NVIDIA's Grace Hopper Superchip. This thing is a total game changer.
I mean, yeah, it's a pretty big deal in the world of AI and high-performance computing.
Okay, so for our listeners who might not be super familiar with the nitty-gritty, what exactly IOS the Grace Hopper Superchip?
So at its core, it's a fusion of two really powerful technologies. You've got the Grace CPU, which is amazing for just raw processing power, and then the Hopper GPU, NVIDIA's top-of-the-line graphics and AI acceleration unit. And they basically stuck them together, to handle these huge performance demands of modern AI.
So it's like the best of both worlds, right? Combining these two powerhouses. But there's a ton of chips out there. What makes this one, Grace Hopper, so special?
Well, one of the biggest things is how it tackles a major performance bottleneck that's been plaguing AI for a while. See, in traditional systems, you have separate memory for the CPU and GPU, right?
Right.
And that creates this kind of traffic jam when you're constantly having to move data between them. But Grace Hopper uses this revolutionary new interconnect called NVLink C2C. What that does is it basically unifies that memory space.
So no more traffic jam.
Exactly. It's like replacing a congested 2-lane road with a massive 8-lane expressway for data. And that makes a huge difference in processing speeds.
I can imagine. So, how much faster are we talking? Can you give us an example?
Sure. Let's talk generative AI, those AI models that can create text or images. They're incredibly complex, and training them, even on powerful systems, can take days, weeks even. But with Grace Hopper's unified memory and insane bandwidth, you could potentially shrink that down to just hours.
Wow. That's got to be revolutionary for every industry that uses AI. What other things could Grace Hopper handle that would have choked older systems?
Oh, all sorts of things. Think about fields like genomics, where you're analyzing these massive amounts of genetic data, or weather forecasting, which relies on processing tons of atmospheric information, or even self-driving cars. They need to process insane amounts of sensor data in real time. And Grace Hopper can handle all of that without breaking a sweat.
So what you're saying is, for businesses, this means faster AI development, faster product development, and ultimately they can get those cutting-edge products and services out there quicker, right?
Absolutely. Faster real-time analytics, better voice assistants, even those advanced robots we always hear about. All of that becomes so much more realistic with the kind of power Grace Hopper brings to the table.
It's kind of mind-blowing. But this isn't just about, bigger profits, right? I mean, you mentioned research earlier. How's this super chip going to impact the scientists working on those big challenges we're facing?
It's a huge deal for them. Think about climate scientists, right? They're building complex climate models to understand and predict climate change. Those models need huge data sets and serious computing power. With Grace Hopper, they can run simulations way faster, analyze results quicker, and that could lead to faster advancements in climate prediction and ways to address the problem.
So we're talking potentially real, tangible solutions to climate change that could be sped up thanks to this technology.
Exactly. And it's not just climate science, it's astrophysics, where they're crunching data from telescopes to figure out the universe, and drug discovery, where AI is being used to find new treatments for diseases. Grace Hopper is a total accelerator for all of that.
Okay, this is incredible. But let's be real. Is this super chip just for, the big players, the Googles and Amazons of the world?
That's the cool part, actually. NVIDIA's been smart about this. They're working with all the major cloud providers, AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, to make Grace Hopper available through their platforms.
So even a small startup, maybe working on a groundbreaking AI project, they could potentially tap into this power.
Yeah, precisely. And it's not just about raw computing power either. NVIDIA's got this whole software ecosystem, tools like CUDA and cuDNN, that make it easier for developers to actually use Grace Hopper. They don't have to start from scratch.
So it's user-friendly,
Yeah.
even though we're talking about this insane technology. That's awesome.
Yeah, the goal is to empower developers and researchers to push the boundaries of AI.
It really feels like a turning point,
Yeah.
We're on the verge of some huge AI breakthroughs.
Oh, absolutely. And what's exciting is we're probably only just scratching the surface. This kind of computing power could lead to things we haven't even dreamt up yet.
So to everyone listening, think about what this kind of processing power could do in your field, in your work, even in your daily life.
Yeah.
And if you want to keep exploring these mind-blowing ideas, Make sure to subscribe to Stories from the Valley. We'll be back soon with even more deep dives into the future of tech.